Hey guys, versus E back with the last video of these Marvel Universe figures. Last video's reviews of these Marvel Universe figures, and I'm bringing to you Thanos from the Hammer Files. He's number 34. As you can see, he's not on his figure stand, but he does have one. And just like with a lot of the other, or all Hammer File figures, you get the little Hammer File hidden file things with a little trading card or whatnot. But I don't really care for it, so I'm not going to show you guys. It's hard to decide whether or not this is my favorite of the three I've reviewed because, sorry, because I like the Ghost Rider figure, I like the Thor figure, but it's I'm not a fan of Thanos at all. But I just could not pass up on this figure for some reason. The only time I ever remember seeing Thanos was on Marvel versus Capcom. Yeah, Marvel versus Capcom, the first one I believe, and in Marvel versus Capcom 2, and I wasn't really a fan of him. So I got him because I don't know. I just got him. He looked nice. He was on display. He was the only one I seen him. He was the only one there when I seen him. Not the only one there, but he was the only one that I've ever seen. Ever. I knew the figure existed. I just haven't seen it personally. And so when I found him, I was debating whether or not I wanted him or Iron Spider-Man. I easily went for this guy. I don't know why. I don't know what attracted me to him. I guess it was his colors or not. But as you can see, paint apps, and we should start the review. Paint apps, really great paint apps. You got this blue, of course, and it's got this really nice dark wash to it, so you can get a highlight of the muscles and all the different shadings and whatnot. And this really nice gold. It's really nice gold. It kind of reminds me of the Son Goku gold. But probably a better quality gold because it's not going to flake. And the good thing about the gold is that it comes like it's not a. It's hard to tell whether it's a paint app. Well, it's yellow because I'm looking under here. It's yellow, but it's got this really nice gold sheen to it. You got the soft rubbery plastic here. You also have just harder plastic, and let me. Well, I'll figure out if that's actual molded plastic the gold there or not, but regardless, it's a wonderful looking figure. Paint apps wise, it's a wonderful looking figure. Detailed boots or whatnot. This is actually the Juggernaut body. So for those of you who have the Juggernaut figure, it looks very familiar. The only difference are his gloves, his boots, and of course is the overall design. But it is the Juggernaut body. Oh, before I forget, here is his box. So there's his figure stand. You don't need that stand at all because he won't fit. And a very weird looking image of Thanos. It's basically a top view shot of him, like in this very primal. Arr! And there's more figures here. So you got Constrictor, Yellow Jacket with Ant-Man, and Iron Man 2020, which is a very weird looking figure. Very weird looking version of Iron Man. I completely just passed that up. So yeah, there's Thanos. Very boring stance looking thing, like always. Number 34. Alright. Back to the figure. Let me grab Ghost Rider real quick. So he stands. Well, if he stands. Let me just lead him up against him. Whatever. Alright, he's not going to stand on his own. Something like that. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Alright, so he gained a millimeter or two, but... And if you're not counting the fire on his head, that's Thanos, and then... Here's Thor. So... Yeah. Basically a Hulk-sized body, if you have a Hulk figure. But with the Juggernaut body, of course. Anyway, so paint app's great. Figure you got the idea of how big he is. Articulation, he's on a ball hinge joint. Can't really look down too much, but he looks up pretty good, and then he can rotate. Ball hinged elbows, rotate or whatever. I barely ever show that in the last two figures, but I mean you could figure that out. Bicep swivel, bent, a hinged elbow, which doesn't really bend too much, and then a rotating wrist. And the rotation is at the base of the or at the cut of the glove. Oh, I'm running out of breath here. waist rotation, and I think that's it. Yeah, it's just waist rotation. Ball hinged, or not ball hinged, ball jointed hips with a thigh cut. There you go, with the thigh cut again. Double jointed knee, cut at the boot, and a hinged foot. Not a ball hinged foot, doesn't go anywhere else except up and down. So, good figure, very good figure. With posability, it's also great. You saw earlier in the very beginning, he was standing on one foot, which is probably one of the reasons why I like this figure so much, because you can, of the three figures that I just reviewed, and well, I haven't checked Hulk yet because he's kind of in storage somewhere. I haven't checked Hulk yet, but none of the figures can stand on one foot without the use of an action base or an action stand, besides this one. And that's me saying, you know, I haven't checked my Hulk yet, so I don't know yet. But it's great. It's really great. I can really capture some, you know, comic-like dynamic poses. I can reenact some moves from, like, I don't know, Marvel vs. Capcom or whatever. I can have him choking or grabbing Captain America by the head or whatever. Oh, I'm missing something. So you notice his gloves. I forgot what the hell this thing was called. The Infinity Gauntlet? Something like that. I'm sorry. I did my research and then I completely forgot what this. I think it's Infinity Gauntlet, but he comes with, this is his accessory. He comes with 2 closed fists. You can just pop it off. And yeah, Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, basically gives him godlike powers or whatever. Oh, here's his other fist. So it just pops off or whatever. Oh, I guess. Yeah, you can just pop it off, switch him or whatnot. So that's the only that's the only accessory he comes with. I wish he came with like an effect part that fits in his hand. Either maybe a fist effect part or something, but that's just wishful thinking. It's not a complaint or anything. I have really nothing to complain about this figure except one little detail. One little detail. It's not a bad thing at all, but I don't recall any Thanos illustrations where his gold strip here was missing. There's supposed to be a gold strip. You see that on his skirt there? And even there, that's a weird spot to point at, but that's supposed to be gold, and there's a gold strip that's supposed to go down his chest. Very, very minor paint application complaint. That this might be, you know, it's not too bad. It doesn't take away from the figure at all, unless you're like really picky about that. Now that I mention it, he does look a little naked without the golden strip down there, but you know, it's a minor paint app complaint. I don't really care. It doesn't take away from my experience and my fun of the figure. But if you know Thanos, you know that he has a gold strip down there. That might bug you a little bit. Like, he does look a little naked now that I mention it. But overall, great figure. Like, I don't know if there are any Thanos fans out there. I don't know that. But if there are, I definitely recommend you get your hands on this figure. It's worth it. $7.99. You get a whole bunch of plastic. Well, you get an extra fist and a whole bunch of plastic. I think this is worth the money, especially with this economy and everything. This is definitely a bang for your buck kind of figure. Alright, so hope this helped any of you guys who are curious about the figure. Thanks for watching my reviews, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.